with the Kairos outside forum. Thanks, Anne. I hope you can hear me.
Now we can.
Yeah, good. Look, thanks for joining us. I'm really glad you've come to this national conference because it's a bit of a melting pot of all of the things that we're dealing with back in the region. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Sue Hodges, State Chair of New South Wales ACT. Today we're going to go through a number of slides that we have put together in the hopes that we can look at where we are at the moment and where we want to go. So Paddy's also, Paddy Nash, put your hand up, is also going to be a part of this session with me as well. So our first slide that we're going to be looking at, what does a successful KO region look like? Now, we have brainstormed quite a few things that we think what makes a successful Kairos. I want to start the conversation so that I'm actually getting us all to contribute. Now, this session is being recorded and it will be available to other KO. And think about those ones who couldn't make it, and we would just feel that we'll bless them, but we'll also take back some information about what a successful Kairos outside region looks like. So if I can just get you to start thinking about some ideas. I've got you for till 12, and I don't want to talk too much. I want to be able to hear from you. I'll give some ideas that Paddy and I brainstormed, and can I ask at the end of this particular slide that if you can contribute and maybe add to that list, I'll very quickly type it in there while you're talking. So what a successful Kairos outside for region looks like. I wonder if you don't mind if I just quickly go around. Now, I'm KO Hunter, okay? I want to put it in perspective. And can I get you, we'll start with Beck and we'll move around the first row. Yes, have you got a roving... So I'm going to go around the front row and then we'll come back around the second row. I want you to introduce yourself, and I would love you just keep it real brief, but what region are you representing here, okay? Obviously this is New South Wales ACT, so I'm going to pass this over to Beck.
Hi everyone, I'm new up here, so I'm feeding into now South East Queensland. And along with PSDG. For me, what does a successful KO regional committee look like? Commitment, unity, adherence to the manual.
Anne Weeks, KO Sydney.
Thanks Anne.
Teresa, KO Canberra Monero.
Thank you.
Jane, KO Canberra.
I'm Annie from the South Coast KO, New South Wales.
I'm Kim. I'm Wide Bay, Central Queensland, KO.
I'm Suzanne. I'm Wide Bay.
I'm Patty and I'm White Back Capricorn.
Hi, I'm Joan and I'm from North Queensland.
Hi, I'm Jackie and I'm North Queensland KO.
I'm Steve. I'm KO Wide Bay.
I'm Loris from South East Queensland.
G'day, Jean from Wide Bay Capricorn.
Margaret from Adelaide, South Australia.
Thanks everyone. Ian, are you happy to move around with the mic as we're looking at some answers? So I'm going to go through. I've only got the 4 slides. There is one at the end. I've just put in there Q&A. But I'm going to rattle off some things that I think a successful KO region. Do the little checklist in your head. Then we've got another slide there, which is really looking at what tools and resources. Can you still hear me? Yep. So what tools and resources do you need? Because that's where I'll need to get lots of answers from you. I'm kind of unpacking it so you know what's coming up, and then we can move through these slides. The next slide we've got is what are the resources that are available to you to be accessed by a KO Regional Committee? Obviously we've brainstormed, Patty and I brainstormed a number of answers for these. So if you may want to elaborate on any one of them, or you might like to add new ones that we can take away from this. So the second last slide is the division between the regional committee and the team, because we know we have different responsibilities and roles that we have to conduct in our business as Kairos Outside for Women. So Ian, I'll give you this microphone. Now, the things that Patty and I brainstormed last night, I'll just get you to listen. I think it's good that we all contribute to this for the simple fact that a regional committee, a successful regional committee, will look different in different areas. Now, we think about New South Wales and ACT, and it's a big area, and we've got people from Queensland here as well, and we've got some South Australian groups as well. So it's I want you to know that these are the things that we come up with. So we believe that there's a whole bunch of points here that we put up as successful regional committees and what they look like. Growth. When we've got a regional committee that's growing and turning over, we consider that as something successful. When we know that there is confidence in people within their roles and they have a capability, and when I say confidence and capability in a particular role within the region, as a regional KO, it can be from table servers to angels to leaders to OL1s and OL2s. It can be, we've got a couple of guys here too, but it's also about having the confidence to work in the kitchen, know what the food handling procedures are and those sorts of things. The next thing, a regional team with all positions filled. If you look at your regional committee handbook, there's probably 15 roles. If we've got them filled and we don't have people holding 2 or 3 positions, then we can kind of measure that as a bit of a success because we've got people doing those different jobs and we've got less risk of burnout, you know. So another successful KO might look like somebody who is doing presentations within the community and feeling confident that they know enough about Kairos to be able to go out and do the presentations. Fundraising. We've got some regions who kind of shirk at doing fundraising. Now, it is a part of the business, so if we've got a region that is conducting regular fundraising events over the year, then we would measure that as something that's successful. Agape. When we can bring Agape to reunions and we have that for weekends to bless the guests, that can be something that measures as success. Mentors. Now in KO Hunter we've had a strategy where we've looked at the core team taking on somebody who is new, maybe just a fresh guest who is coming to a reunion, taking them on, maybe even someone who's been with Kairos for a period of time, you know, a year or two, and got the potential to be able to step into leadership roles. Having that core team take someone by the arm and just keep in contact with them, leading them, talking to them about Kairos. Those mentors are really valuable, and a regional committee that feels blessed. You know, when you come to a regional committee, or you go to a reunion, or we've got people within that region who feel blessed, happy. You know, if I said to you, here's a sticky note, write on there what you think being blessed means. And it might be when we see the smiles, when we see people happy, when we see them wanting to contribute, a regional committee where we have people committed, where we see progression. We can see down the track that we've got people who want to lead. We want to, have 2 a year. Now, we've dropped from having 2 a year to 1 a year. COVID's played a bit of havoc there. That's our goal. We want to get back to having 2 a year. Obedience. People who are looking at the regional committee handbook, people who are looking at the manual, being respectful when we've got everyone being respectful, feeling like they're trained in the role that they do. When we see regional committees and regional teams using the manuals, we would say that we think that's a measure of measuring whether people are successful. The use of the regional committee handbooks is another one, and holding reunions and swap. They're ideas we come up with. I'm going to hand it over to you. Ian's going to run around with the microphone. And if you've got other ideas or want to elaborate, I'd love you to do that now. So we may be able to spend 10 or 15 minutes on this. I don't want to rush you, but if you feel like you would like to share a little bit about what you think a successful region looks like, now's your opportunity. And Beck, you had some great ideas, so we put you on the spot. Thank you.
I think with regions, without adhering to the manual, you go on your own tangents. So your committee needs to be unified. You need to have that unity, the obedience to the manual, to follow it, to keep the continuity within the Kairos ministry.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So, so being unified when we're all on the same page, definitely a good measure of being successful. Is there anyone else? Yeah.
Being positive, I really struggle when I hear, oh, no one will want to take on this role, you know, and that breeds negativity. Let's say, I'm sure God's raising up somebody new to do this job. So, yeah, positive attitude breeds positivity.
Iron sharpens iron.
What comes to mind and in my heart, even though we've got regions and our own sections, being a community with the whole of Kairos and working together with ideas as well. So don't isolate yourself from all the other regions.
Yep. And, you know, coming to a conference like this, can I say, well, I'm only talking while other people are thinking, but coming to a conference like this is an opportunity to meet other people that are in the same arm as us so we can talk. And, you know, we go back to our regions, we're doing the ministry. This is our chance to fill our cup up. This is what I feel is really important for you, to fill up your cup and think about talking to other people and connecting with them.
It's giving people on the committee the chance to use their skills. Oh.
It's being recorded, so we're going to ask you to speak into it.
It's giving other people that are on the committee chances to use their skills, because everybody's different. You might get the one who's in the background and doesn't put a hand up, but you end up helping them to grow a bit, and then they can take on another section on the committee, the treasurer's job or something else like that. But it's using other people's skills too.
Yes.
And not just being the chairperson that sits there and rules the whole committee. It's
Yes.
everybody, it's a team.
Yes, that's very good. I might just, while we got somebody else over here with their hand up.
I have 2 points. I think prayer is very, very important. When I've been to some committees, meetings, I'm surprised at the lack of, when there is a need, that there hasn't been a group prayer. To me, prayer is very, very important. It's the basis of where we get our help from. And the other thing that I would say is encouragement of one another.
Very good.
I'd just like to add that being organised as a committee, like the core, having the chair and the treasurer and the secretary being organised and getting things out on time and things like that. So
This is good. Thank you.
I confirm what Annie has said too, that I do believe that if your regional committee is a happy and well, not adjusted, but content in each other's company, then if the people at the top are happy, then that reflects amongst every activity that you have. We have Zoom meetings once a month for our committee meetings, and that allows people that are miles and miles and miles away from us to attend, which they found difficult pre-COVID times to actually come 250k just for a meeting. We have an agenda which is listed and we stick to it, and it's helpful, and people send their reports in via email prior to the meeting, and yes, we do have lots of prayer time at the end where people share their concerns, their praise and their concern points, and I find that we have a very happy time together for an hour and a half for a meeting, and hey, it's kind of good. I thoroughly enjoy it.
That's great, Margaret. Thank you.
Can I add one more thing?
Sure.
We do have an annual face-to-face meeting for our AGM so that everybody comes the long, long distance, but then we allocate and elect our members to particular positions, and this has worked so far. And we have a learning time at the same time. We train ourselves at that same time, so have lunch, and so it's a lot longer, but it's very effective.
Yeah, I'm ready to... Jane's going to share.
I just think communication, like send out the agendas, the minutes, because in the past we've had people who say they never get anything, their technology was wrong or something. We just couldn't communicate with them, or we even had people, we used to send out a newsletter by email, but then people complained that we weren't posting it. So we've got to get on the same page and be able to communicate with the people involved.
Communication's the key if you want to keep your group together. Very good. And that will also build into our other next slide where it's about what do we need to be successful. But I'm still happy to talk about this issue of, you know, what does a successful region look like? And I understand we've got regions that aren't represented here at this time. I don't know whether we can actually get some feedback from them later. I'd certainly look forward to them if they want to send in some comments to let us know that, you know, this is what they think a successful region looks like as well.
One more quick thought is future looking, that we're always thinking about what has God got for us in the future, you know, and getting on board with his plans, not just, in the past we used to back. Let's be looking forward.
That's a really great point, and We do tend to do that a little bit, don't we? Oh, but you know, we used to always do that way, and you know, we always do focus. But let's focus forward. You know, we've got a new manual which was introduced before COVID, and there's changes in there that we need to be up to date with. So use this time to read your manuals, read your regional committee handbooks, and as Deb was saying last night, now's the time to start, you know, and I think we've heard Vern say, throw off the doona, get ready. We have to get ready. We have to update ourselves. Use this time to get prepared to be that successful. If you're not feeling like you're successful now, hopefully you'll get some of these tools, go away, brush up on that, study it like you would. You're going to do any sort of a test, or study as you would for any other thing in your life, and be prepared when that time comes. Yes, you can go ahead and have a regional committee now, and you can have a regional weekend so that we're all on the same page. Think about our committees. Think about, have we got all the positions filled? Is there anyone that we need to go back and reach out to fill those positions? Any last thoughts before we move on to... yes, thanks, Beck.
Different regions have gone through lots of different things. And if it's one thing KO tends to do, is we pick up our baggage again. Just like you say, Sue, like things of the past need to stay there. Because if we keep bringing them back up and putting on our bag again, how are we going to be fruitful? How are our committees going to be fruitful? How is the ministry moving forward? So I think it's something we have to be conscious of. Yes, all regions have different problems go on at different times, but that was old. That's old committee. We're starting fresh. It's new. So let's leave the baggage behind.
Anybody want to build on those ideas? And you know what? I think it's also important that we remember we've got some gold nuggets who are within our regions, who were there when the first regional committee had their weekend. You know, let's honour them. Let's honour how they did things, and let's bring them with us. Let's show them we've got this new manual. Let's show them that we've now got technology. Let's show them that we've got, you know, we've got other paths in the future that we want to go, and bring them with us, and encourage them to keep giving us that wisdom, how you love people, how you talk about God, and how you talk about Kairos to people. Let's do that. And if we can move on.